Welcome to the Daily Coach's Sports Leadership Lessons, a reading of some of our greatest hits from more than 6 years of email newsletters that have been read by tens of thousands of leaders and learners. If you want our latest newsletter delivered to your inbox every day, you can subscribe for free at thedaily.coach/subscribe or follow the link in the description. Soldier versus Scouts mindset. In the middle of the 1980s, Intel was struggling. The once powerful Silicon Valley giant had declined from an 82.9% market share in 1974 to a paltry 1.3% a decade later. Andy Grove, along with founders Robert Noyes and Gordon Moore, knew they had a big problem, and Intel's board of directors was growing increasingly nervous. The fact is that we've become a non-factor in DRAMs with 2 to 3% market share, Grove said. The DRAM business just passed us by. Yet, many people were still holding on to the self-evident truth that Intel was a memory company. One of the toughest challenges is to make people see that these self-evident truths are no longer true. So Grove posed the question to Noyes and Moore in a meeting. What would a new CEO do if we were ousted? Immediately, all three men knew they needed to shift the company's overall direction. The question Grove asked is called the outsider test. What would someone see from the outside that those living on the inside choose to ignore? In her wonderful book, The Scout Mindset, Julia Galef discusses the outsider test and how we can improve our judgment when we view problems from a scout standpoint instead of with a soldier's mindset. So what's the difference? A soldier seeks to defend his position, whereas a scout surveys and reports what is seen. Those are two vastly different viewpoints, and by posing the question peeking from the outside, Grove shifted Intel from a soldier's mindset to a scout's. Galef believes that one of the biggest pitfalls in shifting from soldier to scout is a bias called motivated reasoning, in which people filter out any information that goes against what they believe. When faced with a particular conclusion, people might then work backwards and find various ways to support that conclusion while ignoring evidence that supports the alternative. This cognitive bias also manifests as changing one's opinion to match what one expects a social group would believe. As leaders, we need to always ask ourselves when faced with decisions, are we a scout or a soldier? And then ask, what would a new person do? These two questions are the first steps to making better, non-biased choices. Thanks for joining this episode of The Daily Coach. On behalf of Michael Lombardi, Coach George Raveling, and the entire Daily Coach team, we're grateful for your support. Remember, the most important person you will ever lead is yourself. Keep growing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep showing up.